Hey guys, the Sports Entertainer here, back with some more wrestling news. Our first story of the day looks at Vince McMahon made a shocking change to a WrestleMania finish. Now, there was an unsurprising story revealed the other day regarding really one of Vince McMahon's last big creative changes before he stepped down from WWE, and it's in regards to the WrestleMania 39 match between Edge, now working for AEW as Simply Cope, and the Demon Finn Balor. Now, what we saw play out on screen at WrestleMania 39 was Edge defeating Finn Balor in the Hell in a Cell match, but what was originally supposed to happen was apparently Edge putting over Finn at WrestleMania 39 and taking the loss, but Vince McMahon pushed to change the match finish. With 411 Mania reporting, Fightful Select has details on a match finish that Vince McMahon changed at WrestleMania 39, not long before he resigned from the company for good. After he stepped away in 2022, he still continued to make changes to the shows. In early 2023, his influence was felt in the months leading up to that year's WrestleMania. This included several wrestlers not being featured on WWE TV, as well as changes to shows and more. At WrestleMania 39, the Demon Finn Balor was originally scheduled to beat Edge inside the Hell in a Cell, ending a feud that started with Edge creating the Judgment Day. McMahon was the one who pushed for the change, even though Edge pushed to put over Balor. It's unknown when the talent was told of the original plan or the change, but that is usually delivered the day of the show. Now, honestly guys, this isn't surprising news whatsoever, as it was made abundantly clear at the time that Vince McMahon wasn't very high on Finn Balor, and no doubt he would favor a guy like Edge over him, someone he pushed to the top on many occasions. And let us know if you guys think Vince made the right decision at WrestleMania 39 to have Edge go over Finn, or should have the WWE stuck to its original plans of having Finn Balor defeat Edge in that Hell in a Cell match. Next up, Triple H having second thoughts about pushing Jey Uso. Now, there's no doubt that one of the most surprising moments in WWE this year, aside from John Cena's shock heel turn at Elimination Chamber, would have to be the massive push that main event Jey Uso has been getting lately, with Hunter booking Jey Uso to win the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match and set his sights on Gunther and the World Heavyweight Championship for WrestleMania 41. Because while Jey Uso has been over with the WWE crowds for a long time now, no doubt most expected Jey's ceiling in WWE to be in and around the Intercontinental Championship level as a single superstar, and many were actually a bit surprised when Jey won that IC title last year. So you can understand the level of surprise when Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble match this year, and was heading towards a World Heavyweight title clash with Gunther, and we use the term was, because according to one of our insider sources, Triple H is reportedly starting to get cold feet about main event Jey Uso's big push on Raw, and could very well be pulling the plug on this push before we even get to WrestleMania. According to one of our sources, while Triple H is on good terms with Jey Uso and feels he deserves a lot of the spotlight he's gotten in WWE since becoming a singles wrestler, the sentiment is that Jey's push to the main event scene has actually not been Hunter's decision, and was done because of influence from Netflix officials who convinced Triple H to give Jey Uso a bigger push than he was getting last year, due to Netflix officials seeing mainstream crossover appeal with Jey, even though Triple H wasn't completely sold on it. So what we're basically saying here is that the booking of Jey Uso winning the Intercontinental Championship last year, and getting that push to the upper mid-card was Triple H's decision all on his own, but Jey Uso being booked to win the 2025 Royal Rumble and get a push into the main event World Heavyweight title scene was done because of Netflix pushing Triple H to do so, as Netflix feel Jey Uso has mainstream appeal that most other stars currently on Raw's roster don't have. And considering Monday Night Raw has moved to Netflix this year, Netflix officials have a lot of say with what WWE does on Raw moving forward. We have been told that Triple H has really been underwhelmed with Jey Uso since he was booked to win the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match, with the consensus being that Hunter just doesn't view Jey as someone deserving of a push to the very top of the card in WWE due to his limited in-ring ability as well as his promo skills, which Triple H views as pretty one-dimensional. An upper mid-card guy, sure, but not not a world title caliber superstar, and one source mentioned that Triple H has really started to regret being persuaded by Netflix into giving Jey Uso this main event push the past couple of weeks, due to the fact that Hunter feels the hype just isn't there for the WrestleMania 41 world title match with Gunther, with the sentiment being that Triple H puts a lot of the blame on this feud not living up to the hype on Jey Uso's recent performances. Whether it be his recent in-ring work or the promos he's delivered since winning the Rumble, they've just fallen flat in Hunter's eyes. We have been told that the tipping point, so to speak, on Hunter regretting the decision of this massive Jey Uso push was the fact that his match on Raw this past week against Austin Theory had an alarming amount of dislikes to likes on the WWE's official YouTube channel, a match that was done in the way it was done to add credibility to Jey, with Austin Theory basically being squashed, and the fact that this match had an insane amount of dislikes apparently made Hunter view this as a clear indication that he made a big mistake here with Jey's push. Right now, we have been told that there are a couple of options on the table when it comes to Jey Uso heading into WrestleMania 41, and none of them will be looked at as good news from Jey's fans. One of our sources has reported that because of the clear growing dissension from the WWE universe regarding Jey Uso's push to the world title scene for WrestleMania 41, again with that Austin Theory match theoretically being booed out of the building and given go-away heat on social media, one of the fixes to this problem is to have main event Jey Uso written out of WrestleMania this year, potentially with some kind of a storyline injury, whether it would be caused by Gunther or someone else would remain to be seen, and then replaced at WrestleMania, with the name apparently being mentioned in creative to replace Jey Uso if they went this route would be Goldberg, who would get his send-off or retirement match at WrestleMania 41 against Gunther, a match that Gunther would win and retain his title. That's one possible scenario apparently talked about within WWE, and the other is simply sticking to the plan of Jey Uso getting this world title match at WrestleMania, and having Gunther go over Jey Uso at the Showcase of the Immortals and retain his title. So the bottom line here, guys, is that Triple H has apparently begun to regret his decision of going along with Netflix's request and pushing Jey Uso, and right now it doesn't look likely that Jey will be winning that World Heavyweight title come WrestleMania, because if he actually gets to face off against Gunther, he's likely going to lose, or the WWE could go with the option discussed of having Jey written out of WrestleMania with a storyline injury and replaced by someone like Goldberg, but again, Gunther would still be retaining his title either way. Next up, more WWE releases coming this spring after WrestleMania 41. Now we'll finish up the video with a new report provided by one of our sources, suggesting that Triple H and the WWE are far from being done when it comes to thinning out the company's rosters, and are planning another batch of releases or roster cuts this spring. While we have already seen a handful of WWE Superstars released in 2025, with there being a batch of mass releases back in February, which included the likes of Sonya Deville, Giovanni Vinci, Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson, among others, we have been told that following WrestleMania 41 next month, wrestling fans should not be surprised if another several names are let go by the company, possibly including some bigger unexpected releases, with some of the bigger names at risk of being included in the next round of WWE releases being Omos, Austin Theory, some or potentially all members of the Wyatt Sicks faction, as well as Shinsuke Nakamura. Those are some of the bigger names we have been told could be getting included in the next set of roster cuts this spring. Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you'll never miss out on an episode. Finally, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Twitter at TSE Wrestling, and we will see you guys in the next video.